My name is Mimi and today I'm going to be hiking in the Garigal National Park, which this time last week was completely covered in fires. We're going to go explore, we're going to go check out some of the areas that were affected by the bushfire, so come along with me. So the Garigal National Park is the same national park that I hiked in for a video I made a couple weeks ago. This is a pretty cool national park. I'm in a slightly different area of it though this time. I'm near Red Hill, which is closer to the beaches. This is a massive expanse of bushland. It's got some beautiful trails, lots of fire trails, but also lots of single track trails. Not much signage, very much you're a choose your own adventure sort of thing. So much junk in there, burnt. So I actually don't really have a route today. I've hiked around here quite a few times. Yeah, let's just see where the trail takes me. There's a lot of trails. This is absolutely insane. I've never stood in something like this before. Wow. This, like 10 days ago, would have been completely green. I've just seen 2 fire trucks come past and I sort of get the feeling that I'm not meant to be here. I don't know. Sorry, there are so many flies. There's a lot of people out and about, a lot of families, so the trail's not closed, but yeah, it's a very weird vibe. There are like some black cockatoos or something over in the distance and they're just like so beautiful. It's also absolutely pouring with rain. I thought I timed it when I left home. It looked okay. One of the main challenges of making YouTube videos is about hiking in the outdoors. When it rains, it's kind of hard to do anything. I don't know about the path. There's the path. Do you not think that is a path today? Alright, back around. I've seen maybe 6 fire trucks come past and yeah, in my bright orange I'm pretty easy to spot. I know with a lot of these fires the trees are obviously quite sketchy. Their root system can come loose and they can fall on you, so I'm sort of half expecting one of those fire trucks to come over and tell me off. Actually quite shocked to still see fire trucks around. It's been pouring with rain the last few days, so kind of thought all of this would have been done by now, but probably just, I don't know, managing the trails or something. Ooh, how cool is this? Look at that rock. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. I've got like one fly that has been bothering me this whole time. It's so annoying. I think it might have something to do with the bushfires because it's not normally an issue this time of year. Oh, look at this. The rain has stopped for the moment. It still looks super cloudy though, so. If you're not from Australia, I don't know if this is a thing around the world, but backburning is a big part of managing bushfires. So bushfires are fortunately kind of a big thing here in Australia. You may have seen on the news about 4 years ago there was a huge bushfire. They often can kill a lot of people or They can damage a lot of properties. So what they do is they do backburning, which is when they do controlled burns around perimeters of properties, so that if the fire does come close, the fires don't essentially get the properties because that line has already been burnt. The bushfire around here, unfortunately, was a hazard reduction that went a little bit wrong. It was pretty crazy. I could see it from my apartment, and we do know people that are very close to this area, and there were some evacuation warnings. The evacuation warning was pretty intense. It said basically that it was too late to leave, and if you hadn't evacuated already, you needed to you need to lock yourself inside and hope for the best. It's pretty scary. Bushfires can change direction really, really rapidly. They basically follow the wind, and something that feels really far away and like something you can run away from can basically be in front of you in like 30 seconds. So definitely not something to take lightly. Sorry, there's a fly that's on the microphone. I grew up quite a bit with bushfires. So I grew up in Sydney's Blue Mountains, and bushfires were kind of very common. I remember fire trucks being at the front of my house when I was 6 years old, and my brother would sit in the fire trucks and he'd get photos, which is very cute. I remember my parents would spray the house with water so the embers don't jump on the house. A lot of people had a lot of belongings in boxes in case they got the message to evacuate. Which way? I reckon that way. I think the path that I kind of want is there, but I don't know. Got like a billion flies now following me. There's some trees that came down. Whew. Hey, made it back on the fire trail. Look, it's like bright green. So I got a bit of a story for you about bushfires. When Robert and I were in our van in North California, we were looking for a place to park the van. We were driving along and decided to go into the Mendocino National Park, which is kind of not too far from the border with Oregon. And we went up this super sketchy, really just like a wild trail that kind of went around the mountain. It had sheer drops on either side, and we were in this massive van, and it was pitch black. It was like 1 a.m. Anyway, we kept going, and we heard that there was a trailhead that we could park at called Rattlesnake. I think it was the Rattlesnake Trail, and completely black. Pulled over on the side of the road. Woke up the next morning and could see these crosses in the distance, and we went along further up to where the actual trailhead was. We'd parked a little bit further away from it because we couldn't find it in the dark. And I found out that, I think off the top of my head, 9, maybe a little bit more, maybe 12 firefighters died in a fire there, which we had just no idea about in the 50s. And we basically parked looking out at the crosses that marked where they died. And of course I found out later on that tragedy resulted in a lot of policy reforms around firefighters and around fighting bushfires and kind of strategies for it. This side is charred so much, this side hasn't been touched. I heard that being a firefighter is supposed to be the most satisfying job in the whole world. We have a lot of volunteer firefighters here in Australia, but also obviously professional firefighters. Pretty amazing work they do. Would be pretty scary. I know a lot of firefighters were rushed here last weekend to fight when the blaze got out of control. kind of nice here, so maybe I'll just wander along here for a little bit. Good thing I'm wearing boots. That lake there is Narrabeen Lake, which has been in another video of mine. This is the end of the road. Do I want to keep exploring or head back? You guys, I'm heading back. I've got stuff to do. I'm hungry. So this trail will take me to a road which will then take me back to my car, making a nice little loop. So I might end it here. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate every one of you who subscribed, liked, commented, any of that. And I'll see you in the next video.